Welcome back to the BioCup Roundup for the 2019 BioCup contest. It's me, Bionicle Bill, and I'm Ferno Frank. I'm sure you missed us, but now we're back. So round 2 of the BioCup is upon us, so we're going to be covering round 1 in all of its unique and fantastic glory. And not just round 1, but we'll also be covering the redemption round as well. If your mock was entered into either one of these things, well, guess what? Looks like you'll be in this episode. Isn't that right, Bill? That is right, but before we get to that, let's quickly discuss round 2 of the BioCup. Frank, what's it all about? Well, the theme is disasters. So like round 1, each contestant has been given various sub-themes to build in. And those sub-themes include wildfires, biological, meteorological, so wet or cold, geological, hydrological, meteorological again, but dry or hot this time. Space in capital letters for some reason, so space. And you got your man-made, so natural pollution, that sort of thing. Then you got man-made again, but this time it's technological. Disasters is sure to be a theme that breeds some really unique and very awesome mocks, that's for sure. If you want to build a disaster, you should build me. I've lost my home, my car, my girlfriend. I'm a hot disaster right now. And so with that, Bill, are you okay? And moving on, so round 1 was of course all about the solar system, and each sub-theme had its various planets as well. Yes, and of course, with this being a contest, not everyone was able to move on into round 2. So now let's of course cover all the entries that won't be making it into the next round that did not move on. Those entries are, I'll of course be naming the names of the A-foals or T-foals who made these mocks, and they are Adrium Tor of Metal, Andrew Lowell, Anthrops Michenes, Arctic Pine, Blair Archer, Brandon Powell, The Green Brick, Cameron Carling, Cameron, otherwise known as Primus, Catlike Coast, D. Nail, Dennis Hedgedis, Eclipse Caller, Frog, Gralla M19, Grant Davis, Gringat, Hans Giesfolt, that's not the correct pronunciation there. Look, these names are really difficult. Just give me a break. Ivan Martinov, James Zann, Jonathan Baker, Just Torp, Cat H, gotta go fast, Kevin H, Cubic, Lois Nuva, Marks 8418, Matt Goldberg, Max, MC Lego Boy, Meep 199, Minmec, Mittens, Muhammad Murray, Moreland Empire, Mr. Cup of Fail, Ron Folkers, Silvac the Mockist, Socket Ball, Table Scrap Mox, The Hard Sign. Is there a soft sign? The Hard Sign. You heard me the first time. Toa Taylor, Torrent Axe 97, Thomas, Vikroin, XCCJ, Yatudi 13, Zio's Workshop. And that's everyone. Wow, honestly, I'm surprised to see some of those people are out of the competition. So much incredible stuff there. I'm honestly surprised to see that some of those people didn't move on. You gotta remember, some of these contestants had to face off against some really very talented powerhouse builders, so this is very much a winner-takes-all kind of deal, and some tough calls had to be made by the judges, that's for sure. Yeah, fair enough. You know, we're starting to see the business end of the competition, I guess you could say. So, very tense competition and a really exciting time, that's for sure. Yeah, that's correct. Well, you know what? Let's now move on over into the redemption round. So if you're forgetting what that redemption round is, it's where contestants who didn't advance to the next round get to build something of the same theme. And the winner, they could call, that's right. Yeah, there we go. Haven't had my morning coffee, so my voice is all over the place today. So the contestants who didn't advance to the next round, they get to enter this redemption round, and they got to build something of the same theme. And the winner, well, they get some sweet prizes, and they get a chance to re-enter the competition if one of the winners ends up dropping out. Well, that is some exciting stuff. You know what? Let's cover some of those mocks now. Those guys who've entered that redemption round, let's see what they've built. Yeah, let's have a look at all of those redemption round mocks now. We've got a mock by Biocore Ultimate, Caleb Dyzaxix. Every time I never get that name right, but it's a tough one. You know, people got some tough names. Got Centrax, Chuck Nofel, Dark Brick 999. Dark Lord 917. Follisk. Grumpy Chicken 3000. Harley Quinn 4ES. Harley Quinn 4S? Harley Quinn 4ES. Mason Rulin. Mecha Mantis 1607. Met Productions. Mike. See, I like that name. It's a nice and simple one. Not that the other names are bad, it's just, I got a hard time pronouncing them. M. Mockist. Mockmaker Azor. Pandrek. Pickle Rat. That's a good name, Pickle Rat. Pyro Knight. Runkbolt 12. Snot McCree. Toa Onichu. TR1 Butar 0N007. Yeah, I got that one. Vector Convoy. Will Hafner. Will Kessler. Yatja Enforcer. And of course, let's not forget the winner of the redemption round. Yes, of course, this winner of the redemption round is a one Grayson. And this was his mock here, which is Zeus Goose. So congrats to him on the win there. It seems like he's going to be getting some pretty sweet prizes there once he contacts the judges. But I don't believe anybody dropped out of this round, so I don't think he's going to be able to re-enter just yet. But he does have the chance there to re-enter the redemption round 2. So he still has that pretty sweet chance, but so does everybody else. So anything's up for grabs right now. Some tense and exciting times ahead. So the way the redemption round works is you build under the same round 2 sub-theme against the person that you lost to in the previous round. Pretty simple premise there, and of course, anybody can enter for the most part. Always nice to see a really good redemption story there, Frank. This will be some exciting stuff for sure. It is exciting, so all the people who didn't make it, get excited for the redemption round 2 Disastrous Boogaloo, which is its official name apparently. So of course, it is about the disaster theme. So get building now and you reclaim that spot in the competition. Very exciting stuff. Now, let's move on into the winners of round 1, shall we, Frank? No. What? Why? Because. What, are you upset because you didn't make it into the next round? Maybe. Oh, come on, Frank. No. Well, can we at least just talk about the mocks that did win? I mean, come on, that's not too much to ask. No. Well, why not? Because it's time for a commercial break. Well, that's fair enough. And of course, just so we're aware, this is not a real commercial break. It's just some funny videos that Ben made, and we're doing a little commercial break bit because it's a funny joke. Let's move on, shall we, to that commercial break. See you guys soon.
We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Hope you're enjoying the BioCup 2019 coverage. Have you ever been mocking and you place 2 1x2 plates together and they just won't separate? It sucks, doesn't it? Hey Brendan, you got a plan to separate those 2 bricks?
I have zero plan. Zero. I am outside, I am mildly cold, and I have to go to work in 2 hours.
Ooh, we've all felt that kind of frustration before, haven't we?
It's very difficult.
It is very difficult. Well, what if I told you there was a tool that could separate those bricks with ease?
What?
That's right, it's the Brick Separator. With this handy-dandy tool, you can separate your bricks in style. Ooh, look at that sweet separating action. How's that make you feel now, Brendan?
Like I'm starting to feel better.
Oh, look at that, folks. It makes him feel marginally better. From a 0 to maybe like a 0.5. Oh, yeah. So if you want to feel marginally better, I have like 80 of these stupid things. Seriously, everywhere I go in my house, there's another frickin' brick separator. Just frickin' take them. Do you want some? Just please, for the love of God, take them. They are taking over my life. I have way too many now. Everything is just brick separators. They just keep growing. Just help me, please. Ben Cossy's Brick Separators.
I need it. I need it.
Are you looking for professional filming and recording for your latest project, presentation, or briefing? Well, here at Filming & Co, we offer a wide variety of expert solutions and impressive results. On board our talented staff is, this lady. She's holding a camera and the video is in black and white, so, that means we're trained professionals. We also have,
Is that Jeff?
No, it's Jeff. He's pretty good. Oh, and we just hired this new guy. His name's Carl. He's actually very talented. In fact, let's show you some of his work. So this is, an office scene. Carl, it's not even in focus. Dude, come on, we're trying to look professional here. This is... Carl, what's even going on here? Do you even know how to focus a camera?
What is that guy even doing? Was he taking a panorama of the room? What is that?
Yeah, I'd love to know what's going on, but it's out of focus. Nice work, Carl.
What? She was in focus when she walked in, and now she's out of focus. Carl, seriously? Get with it, Carl. Are they even hitting a ball? I can't tell. It's not even in focus.
Oh, great. So you're focused on the chair in the foreground, but the people talking are blurring.
Do you even have any qualifications, Carl?
Oh, look, you finally managed to get that in focus. Finally, Carl. Nice, finally. So, yeah, Carl, look, he's got some work to do. He's not that bad, but, oh, come on, now it's out of focus again, Carl. You should consider Filming & Co. for all your future filming needs. We offer affordable solutions that are cheap and easy. And don't forget to ask for cameraman Carl. I made a logo too.
Carl, even this is out of focus. Is that Comic Sans? What? Why is crew in red, and why is camera the only thing that's underlined? No, you know what, Carl? You're fired.
What?
No, you're fired. Just get out, Carl.
Oh.
Is even a simple vignette too difficult to build? Is it impossible to put together an Anika build no matter how hard you try? Hi, I'm Glenn Mossy, and I too suffer these problems. Like me, you may be suffering from artist block, or as the youth say, mocking block. It's the feeling that making a mock is just too difficult, if not impossible, no matter how hard you try. Well now, I have a special friend ready to help me out, Bistrazak. Bistrazak attaches to microneurons and stimulates dopamine levels in the brain, maximizing your belief in self and allowing you to build with the freedom and longing you so desperately needed. Taking Bistrazak with food can cause constipation. Let your doctor know about any signs of dizziness or abnormal heart rhythms. Don't take Bistrazak when grooming dogs or roller skating. If you start mocking for longer than 4 hours, please contact your doctor. People have reported headaches and explosive diarrhea. Other side effects include excessive pelvic thrusting, not knowing how to pronounce even the simplest of names and words, quoting Star Wars in an almost obsessive and disturbing degree. I may not always be able to mock at my best, but now I can, with Bistrazak. For alternatives to Bistrazak, watch the Bionicle Inspiration series. Side effects may include euphoria, excitement, laughter, goosebumps, and possible desire to want to build with Lego.
Well, howdy doody, it's time for some more of that Bio Cup. Let's go!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're going to be talking about the winners of round 1. These people are going to be moving on into round 2 of the contest.
So I'm going to individually go through all of those guys now. We've got Daniel Brickson, Mr. Squidster, Hafenix, Jack Frost, Vio at Halcas, Aaron, Mischief, Velasa Jactor, Red, Sergey Rakamanov, VB, Jafa, Alex Park Designs, Poor Disadvantaged, Aaron Van Cleve, Corn Builder, Victor, Scat Orange, Christian Johnson, Triple Number C, or is that triple hashtag C? Either one. Aiden Builds, Chubby Bots, Mata Turbo, Toa Apuri, Sparks, Jack the Mad, and finally, Tino Pautinenen. Something like that. So of course that is every single mock, to my knowledge, that has been entered into the contest, whether that's the redemption round, the winners, and the people who didn't move on. If your mock was not featured in the show, please by all means let me know, because my intent was to cover every single one, and if I missed yours, well that's my bad, so let me know.
So well done to everybody involved. So nice to see you guys will be moving on. But you know what I think will be something fun to do? Let's now go through each of the individual round 1 matchups and see who was fighting who, and what sort of epic battle occurred between each of the individual contestants. Let's figure that out now.
So starting off here with the first moon category, which was between Mischief, Frog, and Cameron. Now, of course, Mischief did take the lead here and won this round, but man, this was some tough competition. It really was. I mean, Cameron really hit it home with a really unique entry here, kind of focusing on a sort of godlike aspect of some kind here, sort of mystical prophet of some kind. Frog's entry is very unique, really interesting layout here with the flowers and things like that. Some nice playing around with sort of different flowing textures and different tubing and things to create some really alien, interesting looks. But I imagine what really made Mischief win here was this super complex, sort of like echidna back design here, with all these flaying out, sprawled out spikes coming out of the back there. Quite impressive stuff. Quite impressive indeed. Also, that flower there is very nice, as is the fact that he's used these beautiful printed Chewbacca pieces here. A lot of different nice usages of pieces and some very clever techniques too. I imagine that is what won him this round. I would say you're right. You know what? Let's move on to the second moon category, which was between Jack Frost, James Zan, and Table Scrap Mox. What do you think there, Bill? What made him win this round here? Well, he's got a really unique entry here. You know, very clever little eye poking out here, kind of pointing out an alien. Some very clever piece usages here from Galador parts and a few other different things. Really unique design, nice way of integrating that Technic figure in there. Overall, just a lot of nice part usages, a very unique design. You know, sure, it's a really cool mech, but its shaping and the way that he's used pieces and the brilliant flow between all the different parts here. He's done a fantastic job, and I imagine that's what might have pushed him into the next round. I'd say the same here. You know, taking a look at James Zan's entry, some really clever stuff here. I love the way that he's used that whip piece for a little collar there, and also the strings there to kind of get that funky design there on the shoes. Some clever stuff here. But I think it's just a matter of perspective on the judges there between the difference between this and the others, of course. Yeah, and Table Scrap Mox has done a fantastic job as well. Again, using some interesting tentacle-like pieces. We've seen that in other entries here. Some nice stuff overall. But now let's take a look at the third moon category here, which is between A1 Anthrops Michenes, Matt Goldberg, and Veo at Halcas. So, Vale Ad Halcas, not too sure how to pronounce that man's name, but I'm doing my best, and that's all that matters. He was the winner here. Certainly a very unique entry that he's made here. Really like that cross design up there. Very nicely photographed, too, overall. Looks very nice. I quite like Matt Goldberg's entry, but I suppose maybe there was just a little bit too much system in it. And again, it might have just come down to personal preference with the judges. You remember, that's always something you gotta factor in. The judges just might have liked something a little bit more, and maybe you look at something and you go, well, I think that should have won. But at the end of the day, it's what the judges like, isn't it, Frank? It is, and that's certainly one of the things to factor in about the contest. If you can really hit home with the things that judges like, or appeal to something that they themselves do in their own stuff, or something that's a little out there, or a little different, that's just something that can get you the nice advantage. That being said, I quite like Anthrops Michenes' mock here. Really like the way that he's used some of these power-up effect pieces, as well as that lightsaber part to create this beautiful firing design. You know, I think this honestly was quite a close round. All three entries are fantastic. There's a lot of great designs to them, really unique takes on the theme, and overall, just they look fantastic. I imagine the judges did have a hard time here. Hard times indeed. Let's take a look at the Mercury round. The first one is between Hafniax, Griminator, and Sylvac. Now, if Griminator did enter this round, I apologize, but I can't for the life of me find his entry here when I am trying to sort through all these different creations. Of course, I've got hundreds of them to look through here, so I apologize if I've missed your mock in here. But I'm only going to talk about Hafniax and Sylvac because, sorry, Griminator, I can't find your mock. That is my bad. If I've missed it, do point it out. I'll give you a little special shout out in the next episode. But overall, I think Hafniax did a fantastic job here. Really love these serpent tails coming out here at the bottom. Of course, he was the winner here in this round, but honestly, Sylvac did a fantastic job himself here. Really love the stand. Beautiful color scheme. Overall, fantastic. And interesting to note that neither of these guys had any leg designs on this mock. Interesting to see the similarities, that's for sure. Indeed, let's move on to Mercury number 2. This is between Mr. Cup of Fail, Dennis Hedegis, and Alex Park Designs. Alex Park's design ended up winning here. Very unique take on the theme, that is for sure. Love the Freddie Mercury mock that he's made here. Great take on Mercury, of course. I guess you could say it's doubly space themed because this mock is traveling at the speed of light. You know, I want to make a supersonic man out of you.
Sure, you can reference a Queen song, but it doesn't necessarily make the joke that funny there. Still, though, what did you just say? Still, though, moving on, I think some of these other mocks here are also fantastic, but it's hard to beat Alex Park Design when he makes such a unique take on the theme. Really like the outdoor photography here on Dennis's mock. And Mr. Cup of Fail, really unique face design there. Almost looks like some hair or something on the sides there. A nice sort of steampunk aesthetic on this mock as well. Looks fantastic.
Let's now move on to Mercury number 3, the third one, which is between Brandon Powell, Hans Giesfeldt, and Velocijactor. Now, Velocijactor actually was the winner here. Yeah, I think Brandon Powell did a fantastic job here using those planet pieces. Hans here, of course, also did a fantastic job. Good to see some Galador parts being used, but this interesting sort of businessman design here of Velocijactor ended up winning the day. It did indeed. Let's move on to the next one, which is Venus. And we'll take a look at the first Venus round here, which is between Red, Thomas, and Shuby. Now, sadly, Shuby did not actually submit any mocks here, and if I'm thinking this correctly, I might be wrong here, but I don't believe that the redemption round people could come in here because there was, in fact, a winner. So just because this guy didn't enter doesn't mean that redemption round can be put in there. I might be wrong there. I'm not sure. I'm not actually affiliated with the Bio Cup. I don't really know specifically. You'd have to ask the judges about that one. But besides the point, let's talk about Red and Thomas's mock here. Thomas has done a great job here. You know, we were talking about Thomas in the last roundup here. We were saying he was going to be one of those dark horses. We were saying he's going to have something really good up his sleeve. And you know what he does? It's really interesting. Googly-eyed alien here. Little cute guy with a ray gun and everything. But Red is a very talented AFOL here. And he's made a fantastic mock that uses some throwbot pieces. Really interesting head design. Some nice execution here. It's a little hard to beat him. But you know what? Both of these mocks were really quite impressive. That's for sure. You know, I'm sure the judges had a hard time between these two here. Lots of character in both of these mocks and some clever designs for sure. On to Venus number 2 now, and this is between Cameron Carling, Daniel Brickson, and Just Torp. Of course, Daniel Brickson was the winner here. Excellent work. You know, he's made a fantastic mock here. The way that the dress flows out into this sort of fire design. Really nice playing around with colors and a really nice looking overall dress design. Also a brilliant face and hair design and everything. Really captures that human aesthetic here in mock form. We got Cameron Carling here. You know, Cameron Carling, he actually reached out to Ben Cossy, asking for a little bit of advice there. Ben himself told me to say that here. Really good thing that you reached out for a bit of advice there. Always a good thing to do. And you took on those words very well. Great to see. Really awesome entry here. Nice color scheme. Really cool face design. Lots to love. And of course, we got the other mock here by Just Torp. Some really interesting stuff going on here. Love that sort of scuba visor effect there. And this funky, interesting shape around it. Very cool stuff. But, you know, I imagine that the reason Daniel Brickson really took it home here is just how effectively he was able to capture that human aesthetic and this beautiful color play with the dress design as well. Some unique stuff there that you don't see every day. And, you know, it's this stuff that you don't see every day that really wins this competition. Really gets you that upper hand in the competition, if you will. I think I will. And you know what else I think I'll do is move on to the third Venus round, which is between Scat Orange, Bodhi Pahari, and the Green Brick. Now, Bodhi Pahari, he sadly did not enter the tournament there. Didn't show a picture for him. So we'll just talk about the Green Brick and Scat Orange. The Green Brick here, very cool looking little mech design here. Nothing better than a nice mech to be patrolling around on the planet of Mars. Oh, I'm sorry, not Mars, Venus. But speaking of Venus, they say all the men are from Mars, but the women are from Venus. So capturing that female aesthetic here, a really clever idea. And you know what? Much like Daniel Brickson, he did a fantastic job of doing that. And I love the fact that the front has this very interesting texture play, very smooth and everything. And then the back here, it's a little bit more fierce. Kind of seems that there's a darker side underneath there. Very interesting design overall. So let's move on to Mars. We were just talking about Mars here, and we'll talk about the first pairing. Well, three pairing? What's a three pairing called? Whatever. We'll talk about the first one here for Mars. And that's between Corn Builder, Torrent Axe, 97, and Zio's Workshop. So Zio's Workshop here, very different entry to the other two. Both of them built rovers, but this guy, he built a nice humanoid character. Really nice sort of looking waistcoat design there, using some of these fin panel pieces, as well as some cape pieces there to capture this really interesting sort of gladiator, Roman god kind of look to him. Very nice to see. But like we were saying, Torrent Axe here making a fantastic Mars rover.
Brilliant looking design here. Love the fact that he used some of those printed pieces to get those solar panels there. And I also love the fact that he used one of those Hero Factory arm pieces to get some beautiful greebling in there. Looks fantastic. You know, when we take a look at Corn Builder, who actually won this round here, what do you think of this one?
Well, I think it's fantastic. You know, the way that he's done the landscape here and the water coming. I assume that's water because of all the stuff with Mars and everything. Really, really awesome face design here on this little astronaut guy there. Nice use of tires. Really, really effective design. Two fantastic rover designs here that he's made. The judges must have had a hard time picking between those. Very similar, but very different ways of executing it. Very cool to see. Indeed it is. Let's move on to Mars number 2. And this is between Meep199, Sergei Rachmaninoff, and Sid Hasio. Now, Sid here, he did not enter into the competition. He withdrew himself or did not participate, did not enter anything. So I got no pictures for him, but we're going to talk about Sergei Rachmaninoff because he advanced to the next round here. Some really nice sticker play here. Really love what he's done there. Really helps tie in this alien aesthetic. Brilliant looking landscape below, just pouring in those red pieces, but very much captures that Mars aesthetic. And then you got the God version here as well. Fantastic shield design. Love the little feet and the toes there. Really solid build. I'm sure the judges had a hard one on this one too, because both of them are fantastic, but I imagine the thing that just got Sergei over the mark there was the fantastic use of those stickers. You know, stickers can be an underrated thing in mocking, but they can really help you out at times. I gotta agree with you on that one. And let's move on to the final one for Mars. And this is between Kevin H., Cubic, and Tino Pautanen. I definitely think Tino's made a fantastic mock here. Really, really interesting Martian aesthetics that he's managed to convey here. Really a large amount of story and character behind this character here. Really nicely done. Cubic himself has made this brilliant looking alien design here. Love the tripod look, the smooth textures throughout. Very, very nicely done. And you know what? Kevin H. has also made a very clever looking face design here on his guy. Love everything about it, but I gotta say, I think the reason that Tino here is moving on is just the wealth of character that's being conveyed, the wealth of personality, and even the bit of atmosphere there, showcasing that Martian landscape and everything. He's done a fantastic job. What do you think there, Frank? I gotta agree with you there. He's done some brilliant work, and he should honestly be very proud of himself with that mock. You know, next, we're gonna move on to Jupiter, but before we do, I think it's time for another commercial break. Wouldn't you agree there, Bill? Yeah, I could use a little commercial break. I think I might go grab a sandwich in the break. Sounds like a plan. Maybe you should do the same. Once this commercial break is over, we'll continue covering each of the individual sub-themes and seeing what fierce battles emerged between the competitors. Enjoy! See you after the commercial break.
You're watching the Bio Cup coverage for 2019. The Squirrel Revolution starts today, comrades! Train your bodies, focus your minds, so that we can overthrow the humans. But first, we must consume. Consume as many nuts as we can, so that we can become the Alpha Race. Consume for power. Consume for the cause. Consume. Consume! What of the humans, Supreme Leader? They must not know of our plan. Consume in secret. Don't let yourselves be seen. Don't... Oh, crap. The humans have spotted me! Brothers, quick! Engage stealth protocols! This is not a drill! On it, boss! Clive, I can still see your tail! Oh, sorry, boss. I can engage in stealth protocols if I stand perfectly still. Is that a nut? Dang it, I messed up. Perfectly still. Perfectly still. Perfectly still. If you've got what it takes to join the Squirrel Revolution, then begin your training now, brothers. Prove your worth.
I can prove my worth. I got this. I can climb to the top. Yes, I can. I did it! Success! Oh, wait, is this booby trapped? I see through your lies, human. Where are the traps? Where are they? I'm gonna find them.
Enlist today! Overthrow the humans for the Squirrel Revolution! Consume, 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 consume for the cause. Consume, consume. Wait, is that a human? I'll fight you. You wanna go, mate? I'll 1v1 you. Come on, bro. I'll kill you.
Hey guys, Ben Cossy here. Quick little update, I've recently posted one of my mocks over on LEGO Ideas. It's a mock called Breathless, the fairy on the flower. It showcases a graceful fairy sitting on top of a blooming, beautiful Lego flower. Of course, if a mock on LEGO Ideas reaches 10,000 supporters, then the LEGO company themselves will consider making it an official LEGO set. So if this mock is something that you'd like to see as an official LEGO set, then please vote for it on LEGO Ideas by creating an account and giving it some support. There'll be a link in the description below for where you can do just that. This mock is perfect for all lovers of fantasy, myths, and legend. And hey, if there's some other stuff I've made that you'd enjoy seeing on LEGO Ideas, well, let me know in the comments below, and I'll consider putting it on there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this project. Thanks for looking, and thank you so much for supporting. Remember, there'll be a link in the description below where you can click on that and support the mock. Thanks, guys. Happy building. See you soon.
Oh, Monsieur Jaffa! Rumor has it that you are an aspiring chef opening your own restaurant. Are these claims true?
The claims are true.
Impressive! Tell us a little bit more about your magnifique pasta, Monsieur Jaffa.
Very well. I don't know, there's just this like layer of mystery and intrigue to it, which just is like really freaking cool.
Très bien! Most impressive, Monsieur Jaffa. But your latest dish, fresh from France, known as El Pasta. It has some exciting flavor combinations. Garlic, spinach, bacon, mozzarella cheese. Such taste, such a texture. Why would you put such fantastic flavors together, huh?
Flowed really well with the sausage, so
Oh, mon ami, it melts in my mouth. I simply cannot wait to try it.
it's beautiful.
Me atraso, mon ami.
I can't make any promises.
Oh, dang it. Well, look forward to the future where Monsieur Jaffa makes even more fantastic dishes. El Pasta is a hit. But what is next, Monsieur Jaffa? Where to now?
That's it, I've peaked. That was a complete fluke. I'm not gonna be able to top that.
Oh, oh, huh? Oh, yes. Monsieur Jaffa's Pasta. Get it now.
It's just, it's beautiful.
Wait, why am I doing a French accent? Pasta's Italian. Did I just see... What the fuck?
It is time for the BioCup coverage to continue, my friends.
And we're back, folks. Let's head on over to the first Jupiter matchup, which is between Eclipse Caller, MC Lego Boy, and Mr. Squidster. So it seems that Mr. Squidster here actually took home the victory here. And I gotta say, that's very impressive. You know, the other two mocks entered in this are incredible, especially Eclipse Caller's mock. Yeah, this sort of infected looking spaceman here with this big old spiky arm and this massive gun. Very impressive looking mock, very nice aesthetic there. MC Lego Boy's design here, great story behind it, very nice design here, very moody picture and everything, but I guess there's just a lot of personality in Mr. Squidster there. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, I was really hoping that MC Lego Boy would move on into the next round here. Loved the underdog mentality that he had going on there, where he didn't have enough Bionicle pieces, but he was still entering just for the heck of it, and he was doing well also. Very cool to see. A shame that he won't be moving on, but maybe he'll enter that redemption round and reappear later in the competition. We can only hope, that's for sure. Moving on to the second Jupiter matchup, we have it between Artem Tower of Metal, Toa Apuru, and Victroian. And so Toa Apuru was actually the winner here. Really love this mock here. Kind of almost looks like a stone statue, just the color scheme here and the various textures that have been conveyed here. Absolutely phenomenal work, brilliant shaping, brilliant texture play. Just a fantastic mock all around. I quite like the birds that this guy here's built. Some really nice designs, some really great playing around with pieces, and some great ways of conveying all the different eyes and different various shapes and beaks of all the different birds there. Really nice work. Well, that said, Mr. Tower of Metal here, he also made a fantastic little guy too. Very cute. Love the little hard hat design there for some eyes on this little guy. But I guess that fantastic, really professional texture play that Toa Apuru has done here is what got him the lead here. That's for sure. Let's move on to the final Jupiter matchup, which is between Jonathan Baker, Aaron, and AVAC1827. AVAC, again, couldn't find an entry for him. I'm pretty sure he simply did not enter one. So we'll just talk about Aaron and Jonathan Baker's entries for today. Aaron, of course, was the man who proceeded into the next round here, and he's built this fantastic looking mock. Love the little eggs there in the little nest. Very, very clever design. Looks fantastic. And overall, great color scheme, great shaping, really nice bird head design that he's got going on there. A very nice mock. I gotta say, though, I really like Jonathan Baker's entry. This cute little space robot guy flying around through space. I think it looks fantastic. Again, I'm sure this was a tough one for the judges to pick, but I imagine it's the clever part usages and the really beautiful shaping there on the head that managed to make Aaron the winner here. I'm sure you're right about that. Let's move on to Satin. The first Satin theme that we've got for today is between Aaron Van Cleef, Growler M19, and XCCJ. Now, Aaron Van Cleef was the person who proceeded into the next round here, and man, what a great entry. We were talking before about some really professional shaping on a mock. This mock is very much the same. What a brilliant looking head design he's got here. Great shaping throughout the body here, and so much conveyed throughout this character here. It looks fantastic. Well, I myself quite like Garla's entry here. Really like this sort of ringed dress design that he's got going on. Absolutely perfect for a satin theme. And I really love the really clever part usages there for the head design, or the hair design, my bad. Just looks fantastic. Two brilliant entries so far. But then we get to XCCJ's entry. Some brilliant work there, combining all those different pieces for that beautiful beard design. You know, a lot of stellar, really incredible things going on here. But I think Aaron Van Cleef has certain aspects that the other people have, but then he ramps it up to 11. So he's really hitting it home, really giving it his all. That's for sure. I imagine Aaron Van Cleef can really take home this competition if he continues to apply himself, which so far, I reckon he's been able to do so, and he'll probably continue to do so. My money's on him. Calling it now. Oh well, there you go. A bold claim for sure. Let's move on to Saturn number 2 and see if any more bold claims will come out of us here. So this one, of course, is between Andrew Lowell, Toa Taylor, and Triple Number C. And actually, Triple Number C was the person who moves on into the next round here, which is awesome to see. Really love what he's done. Again, that sort of ring design there around the mock, perfect for satin. And overall, just a brilliant looking mock. Really clever toe designs there. Love the sort of ornate belt that he's got going on. Brilliant shaping on the head and the beard. Lots of character. Really clever play throughout. I quite like Toa Taylor's entry here, using the cloth and the tan pieces and everything, as well as the little smaller satin in his hand there. Very clever looking thing there. But that being said, even more rings and different planets and things here used in Andrew Lowell's entry. Really clever mock. Love all the Zamaspheres there being used as planets. It looks fantastic. Overall, lots of cool entries, really unique takes on satin, and ironically, a lot of those are very similar to each other. But I guess the thing that really took Triple Number C's entry all the way to the top was that beard, that crown, and probably those toes. I think those designs there are very well executed, and he's done a fantastic job. Got to agree with you on that one. Let's move on to the final satin entry, which is between Ivan Martinov, Cat H, and Victor. Now, it was actually Victor who took home the prize here, and he'll be advancing on to the next one. Let's take a look at Victor's mock now. Love the use of these tread pieces to form a ring. Of course, if you just keep stacking them, they will turn into that ring shape like that, and then adding of individual sorts of things around it and stuff like that. Really beautiful sort of sci-fi halo kind of concept there. Looks fantastic. And also all the different planets, Zamaspheres, and ball joints and things there in the chest. What a clever looking design, and just all of those different Zamaspheres, they look very much like planets. Really is a beautiful looking design all around. It is indeed, but I love the fact that he's taken this satin concept and its rings and turned it into a little bit of a Sonic joke. Very, very clever. Really nicely designed Sonic there. Everything about this is fantastic, but I think very similar things can be said with Ivan's mock here as well. Lots of unique concepts here. Love the blood and the hourglass, the head design. Everything about this is so freaky, so unique, so cleverly designed. Really nice weapon there too. All those trans blue highlights throughout. Very nice stuff, but honestly, all three of these mocks are very well built. I have a hard time picking my favorite out of this. I understand that Victor was the winner, but I can't pick my own favorite, to be honest. I'm having a hard time picking as well. Love the Sonic mock, love Ivan's mock, but honestly, I gotta say, I think the Zamasphere planets in the center of Victor's mock here are really selling it to me, and I would say that might be my reason for picking Victor, and it's probably a very similar reason as to why the judges picked Victor as well.
It's always in those little details that can really push you over, that is for sure. Now, let's go on to the next sub-theme. And which sub-theme is that there, Frank?
Well, it's Uranus. Not Uranus, Uranus. No Uranus jokes this time. Oh, please, come on, Bill. That was so one episode ago. I ain't making any kind of butt jokes this time.
But speaking of butt jokes, ironically, I don't think anybody actually made any butt-themed mocks, which is a surprise. I was definitely expecting some.
That's for sure, but let's take a look at the first one here, which is between Chubbybot, Suck-It Ball, and Arctic Pine. So Chubbybots, of course, was the winner here with his awesome surfing mock. Lots of personality in that one. Looks fantastic. Let's move on to Socket Ball's mock. Very interesting sort of alien mech design here. Love the very interesting curves there on the legs and everything. Overall, I think it looks fantastic.
Well, I think it's interesting to note that Arctic Pine's entry has very similar color schemes to all three of these mocks here. I love the fact that he's managed to get so much trans blue into the one mock there with the little red highlights and stuff. Very simple entry, but very, very cool. I think the reason that Chubbybot's mock here managed to move on to the next round is because it has so much personality behind it. Looking forward to seeing what Chubbybots is able to bring out in future.
On to the next Uranus category. It is between Jack the Mad, Muhammad Mari, and the Hard Sign. Jack the Mad, of course, was the one who moved on into the next competition, or the next part of the competition, rather. He built a fantastic mock here. Love all the clouds, love these claws, this sort of Cthulhu kind of beard-looking mouth thing, all these other reds and golds and everything. Beautiful sort of godlike look to this. And then the Zamisphere there in the middle, I imagine, representing Uranus itself. Really out there, really unique mock. Kind of a nice story being told with it as well. It's just fantastic. Looking at Muhammad's entry as well here. Interesting sort of spacecraft or space station design here with little spaceships and things elsewhere. Very clever execution here. Vastly different from what Jack the Mad has made, but also pretty interesting for sure. I gotta say though, I really like the Hard Signs entry here. Love all these train tracks here forming this giant ring and all these little dudes hanging out on the side of it. I think these little guys have been made very, very cleverly. Very small, compact designs, but a lot of character thrown into them. And a lot of clever looking designs and all sorts of different things going on here. I think I like this entry a little bit more than I like Victor's. Or sorry, not Victor's, Jack the Mad's. I was thinking of a round before. I definitely see the pros and cons of Mr. Hard Signs mock here, but I think I gotta go with the judges here and pick Jack the Mad's entry. Really nicely done. That being said, all three of them did a fantastic job. Moving on to the final Uranus round here, we got VB, Marks8418, and Ron Folkers. Of course, VB was the person who moved on into the next round. Fantastic work there, VB. He's made such an interesting and unique mock here. The beautiful black throughout the rest of this mock very much represents the sort of black of space, and then you got all these different stars on here. It's almost as if he's made space itself into a humanoid character. It's very, very nicely done. Such a unique take on the theme, and looks fantastic. And all those little bits of blue there, I imagine, of course, representing Uranus itself. Very cool to see. Marx's entry here, I think, is fantastic as well. Very large and in charge. Super cool to see. Love this little interesting sort of H-shaped weapon that he's got here in the snowflake. Great to see that medium blue being used there to represent the planet. I think that's a very nice color choice. And Mr. Ron Folkers has done something similar here. Love the design that this guy's got here. The sort of visor on his over his eyes. These tubes and things. Very unique look. Very much feels like something you'd need to wear if you were on the planet there. I think he's done a fantastic job. I actually quite like Ron Folkers' entry there myself. I think everyone in this round has done a fantastic job, but I'm glad that VB's taken home the prize there. He did a brilliant job. On to the next one. It's Neptune. This is the second last one we'll be covering here. The first bit for Neptune is between Blair Archer, Mataturbo, and Yatooty13. So it seems that Mataturbo was the winner here. Really unique entry here. Love this squid aesthetic. Blair Archer, of course, is doing a very similar underwater theme. Love the execution, putting these base plates and other things around it as well. Looks brilliant. What about you? What do you think? Honestly, I think Yatooty's entry is fantastic. Very cute design. Love the eyes. Everything about it's great. Honestly, 3 brilliant entries, but I gotta say, I think Yatooty's is my favorite. I gotta side again with the judges. I think Mataturbo's done a brilliant job here. That is for sure. But we'll move on to Neptune number 2, and this is between Aiden Builds, Minmech, and Moreland Empire. Aiden Builds, of course, was the one who moved on into the next round here, and it makes a lot of sense. I think he's made a fantastic mock, really alien look to it,
and brilliant colors that very much represent the planet. Min-Mech, very unique, kind of kite-like entry here. Really, really different and out there. And that's certainly a big risk and a good thing to do in a contest like this, is build something vastly different that no one else is going to do. If you can do that, if you can focus on a niche that no one else is going to get with, you're definitely going to have an upper hand in one way.
That's for sure. And Moreland Empire, he's done something a bit like that too here, using this fantastic system vignette under the mock, so he doesn't have to build the rest of the body, but very much building. Neptune the God here, looking fantastic. Brilliant hair, brilliant beard design. Really like what Moreland Empire has done here. Very, very cleverly made. Very nice execution, that's for sure. Now to the final Neptune one here. It's between D-Nail, Christian Johnson, and Max. Really different and out there entry for D-Nail. Very different to his last entry here. Crazy looking, awesome monster kind of guy here. But taking a look at Christian's entry, of course, he was the one who won here. Love the little surfer dude on the side here. Fantastic little addition that does a lot for the mock. I quite like Marx's entry here. Love all the little sort of underwater coral and jellyfish and all sorts of different things here. I think those little additions there really make that mock for me. And we said it before, and I think we'll say it again. The little additions, the little details. The devil is in the details, as they say. And I think this mock here very much is a good example of that. And I think this one gets my vote for this entry. On to the final category now. This is Pluto. The people entered in this were Sparks, Grant Davis, and Tact. Now, Tact, he didn't have anything entered into this round, so it's just between Grant Davis and Sparks. I think this is a very tense round, that is for sure. Grant Davis making a fantastic looking bug-like design here. We had a lot of money pinned on Grant Davis before. He was one of our picks to be advancing on into future rounds. Of course, sadly he didn't, because Sparks is the one who is returning in round 2. Very interesting to see Grant Davis leaving the competition. I thought he was going to move on and do some great things. But I think it's safe to say that Sparks has made a fantastic entry here, really capturing a unique aesthetic for Cerberus here, and, of course, for the god that goes along with him. Fantastic work, that's for sure. On to Pluto, number 2, which is between Cat-like Coast, Mittens, and Poor Disadvantaged. Now, I gotta say, I think this is one of the most tense rounds in my opinion. I think Cat-like Coast has made this brilliant face design here with a great beard, awesome looking nose and eye design and everything for that head. What a clever amount of part usages on that mock. A lot of personality. But then we look at Mittens' mock. Same sort of thing. Really great boat design. Very unique. I rarely see a boat built out of Bionicle. What a great thing to do. And what a very interesting character. And then same thing once again with Poor Disadvantage. Very unique stuff throughout this entire mock. Lots of personality. Really unique take on the theme. And I love the little dead guy at the bottom there too. Honestly, 3 fantastic entries, but who was it that advanced forward here? It was actually Poor Disadvantage to advance forward. Again, I agree with you. 3 fantastic mocks. Probably my favorite round of this round 1 tournament here. Honestly, all 3 of these could have won. They're brilliant for many different reasons, but I think Poor Disadvantage really took home the prize here for just being a little bit more out there, a little bit more different. But I think Mittens actually was probably my favorite entry. Just gonna say. But I think Poor Disadvantage, as well as Cat-like Coast, both did a stellar job and were only just a little bit behind it in terms of how much I liked it. Gotta agree with you, great stuff from all 3 builders. Hard for me to pick a favorite. On to the final 3 matchups, and this was between 3 other fantastic builders. We got Lois Nuva, Jafa, and Gringat. Of course, Jafa moved on, and we had our money on Jafa before, so looks like we're laughing all the way to the bank. We should be placing bets on this guy. We should, but bet responsibly if that is your plan, of course. Gringat, what a brilliant entry here. Love the sort of mechanical leg design that he's got here. Very unique looking take on a kind of more mechanical leg design here. Love the kind of centaur design here that he's got going on. Such a unique robotic look to this character. What a great job. Gringat always delivering here. Jafa, though, very unique take on the theme. Again, color scheme very much focusing in on the planet design here. Love the blacksmith look. So much character in this mock, honestly. Then you got Lois Nuva here. Love the sort of space serial kind of look that he's got going on here. Very funny, much like your Saturday morning cartoon. I love it. Lots of personality, that's for sure. But then again, the other 2 mocks had a lot of personality as well. So I think it makes a lot of sense that Jafa won here. Oh, I agree. I definitely think that Gringat, though, he was a powerhouse, and it's going to be sad to see him leaving the competition. Gotta agree with you on that one. And on that, that's everybody. So, before we finish up today, we're going to place our bets again on who we think it's important to be looking out for in the competition. I'm going to begin with you. Who do you think, Bill, is somebody to be looking out for in the competition? Who that is moving on into round 2 are you looking out for and are you going to be placing money on to be possibly winning the competition? Honestly, I think my bet is going to still be on Jafa. He's a fantastic builder, and he came second in last year's competition, and so far he's
consistently hit hard and made some fantastic stuff. So I'm going to say Jatha. My money's on him. What about you?
I think I'm gonna say it's between two people here. I'm having a hard time picking.
I'm going to say Aaron Van Cleef. He has made two fantastic mocks that have both been of an extremely high caliber. I think we really need to look out for this guy. He is consistently hitting hard and giving his A game. He's not letting down. He is somebody to be looking out for, that is for sure. On top of that, I also got to put money on Poor Disadvantage. This guy, he was proceeding very well in last year's BioCup and is continuing to do so again now. Another entry into this competition who you got to be looking out for. That's what I'm going to be saying now. Well, there you have it, folks. That's 3 of our thoughts about who could proceed further on into the competition. This is a bit of a longer episode, but hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoyed the ads as well. They're always a bit of fun thrown into the end of the episode. This is goodbye from all of us, and we'll see you in the next episode of the BioCup Roundup.
See you, folks. Enjoy the BioCup.